good afternoon. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I would like to introduce myself first. I'm Karisha Sharma, a final year diploma in electronics student, currently pursuing the diploma from SNDTWU Women's University, PV Polytechnic. You know that very well because you have taken my external viva in the subject of
Yes, yes.
IoT. Okay, so with your permission, can I start?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So
Hmm.
I would like to start with your journey. Could you share how your
Okay.
career began and what initially inspired you to step into entrepreneurship and technology? And was there
Hmm.
any kind of moment early in life that pushed you towards building something of your own?
Yes. Um, so I'll take the second question first, where which inspired me to take engineering as a concept for my own career. During my childhood days, maybe like third standard, fourth standard timeline, we used to have an alarm clock at home where you used to
Mhm.
tune the timing and it used to ring at a timeline. Unfortunately, one fine day it stopped working, and we tried changing the battery and trying to understand what's going wrong. So we were not able to repair it. So I thought, okay, why not open it and see what's inside? Then that was like a what you can say a wormhole for me where I entered into the field of mechanics and battery. So I ensured, okay, there's a battery here, there's a battery terminal here, this battery gives power, then there's a coil, and then there was a mechanism which moves with the motor, and hence hence the alarm rings. So I was like, oh my god, this is how it looks like. Then that was a sparkling moment for me and my brother. I have an elder brother who is 2 years elder to me. So for us, it was a very sparkling moment. Like, oh my God, this is how electronics looks like. So that was a moment which was a defining factor for us, where we did not consider computer science or computer engineering as a parameter. We were very much fascinated towards electronics as a parameter. So even he went ahead to take electronics engineering as his degree course, and I went ahead to take electronics as my part. And where we had choices to go for computer science or electronics. We said no to computer science and we chose electronics because that was the fine moment when we were just 9 to 10 years old and we saw that alarm clock working. And that was the spark which made me also to work around how can I build something that might be the futuristic parameter for myself and the career and upcoming generations. Slowly, during my 10th standard, I had two options. One is either I go for a 10th plus well, 2, 10th is 11th and 12th, or take diploma like 10 plus 3. So when I saw both the perspectives, I saw my brother getting into 11th, 12th, then trying for IEEE, AIEEE exams, MSCT exams, all those exams, and then getting into an engineering college. This is what I was seeing him doing. But I thought, "Ki, why not I get that engineering techniques early? So that was where I went into diploma. I did my diploma in industrial electronics from Vivekananda Education Society's Polytechnic, and that changed my career a lot. It was one of the hyper boosting career stepping stone for me. My brother, who was in second year of degree, was just starting to learn what is power electronics, and I was able to teach him what is electronics. I was able to debate with him what is electronics. So that gave me like an edge. He like no matter he was 2 years elder to me, I was yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry that I
So,
got stopped in between.
so that's how that gave me a boost. And then slowly, gradually, during my final year of degree, we were working with some projects. We were working with some of the parameters. There, strike me that there should be certain parameters, which is a gap in the market, and I should build that. So we started developing IoT devices. So again, the question came to me, and my co-founders were like, Mono, how are you matching yourself in the coding section and how can you be able to match this? I said, today, this was the time in 2016. So it was like a pre-Geo era. So like Geo was just going to come in. So I was able to vision that maybe electronics has to transform itself and inculcate the IT into it. So, which means every electronic material would be connected to the cloud, might get connected to the cloud, and that is the future where the IT would become inbuilt with everyone's life. And we never had that idea that Geo would come in and make such a huge impact. So we were just exploring. We launched our product where the product demanded internet, and the public they were like, no, I would not turn on my internet because my घर पे Wi-Fi है, मैं internet नहीं करूंगी. Then in 2017, when Jio launched with a free 4G for everyone, my my product boosted. Like everyone was like, "Sir, could you come back and give us that product or give us that service which was there?" I said, "Yes, it's readily available." So we were a bit predated. Like our product launched before Geo, but during the Geo time, we got a very good boost, and that's how my visions, my gut feeling became true. Where every electronic material now has a chance to get to the internet, and people are using it very widely, and they are going a lot. Yeah,
Right.
that's how I would brief it. Yeah.
I mean, I can relate to it from the time you started where you had two options, where you could do 10 plus 2 or you could do 10 plus 3. So I could relate it from there because personally for me, okay, I'm sorry, I'm a yapper, so I'm going to keep on yapping. You can tell me when it's boring, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Personally, for me, I never had a clue okay, what is electronics. I had no clue whatsoever. I was always oriented towards the medical field. And then suddenly after 10th, it strikes me that, oh my God, okay, even if I become a doctor, I'm not going to become a good one because I cannot deal with people that much. So I started exploring my options. And that time my father came into the picture and he, introduced me to electronics and he told me that he pursued it. So he gave me some material to study. He was like, if you find it interesting, you can choose this path as well. And then I was looking into it, and then I found the diploma ka pamphlet in the newspaper. My father found it, and that time we started. So this part was really relatable, where I did 10 plus 3. Now it's 10 plus 4 because
Correct.
1 year of internship.
Mm.
But yeah, even I chose diploma. So also, can I know what that product was? What you were talking about?
Yeah. So the product was something called as proximity based solution, wherein whenever you come in proximity to that particular hardware, it was a Bluetooth based hardware, which was like a dumb transmitter. It continuously transmits packets of data. When it continuously transmit packets of data, which follows a certain protocol. Now, within that protocol, if your mobile device comes near to it with an active internet connection, it gives you a notification that you have found something nearby, and this gives you some offers. So this became like a very good proximity based engagement platform, where anytime when you go pass by to to a stall, or maybe from a event, or maybe in a mall, you will get a notification from the particular person, and you will be able to enjoy the offers or maybe understand the system. So we tried a lot in terms of hotels, where you could do desk within a table. You can order within the table by just looking at the notification. We did experiments with hospitals, where people who come to the hospital might not know which room to go, where is the lab, where is the X-ray center. So we created, using this hardware connected between multiple spots, we were able to generate a internal GPS. So you could understand a GPS which is internally available, and that internal GPS was able to ensure indoor navigation. So for this transmitter, there's a concept called as received signal strength indicator. So the mobile is able to identify how much is the signal strength that it is receiving, just like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So with that, we were able to create a triangulation algorithm where you can identify where am I standing in that particular internal zone or in the building. Is it first floor? Is it second floor? Or maybe in the second floor, which classroom or which area I am nearby. So we were able to create an indoor navigation completely. So for my degree college, Wesset, we created a complete indoor navigation with indoor maps for the annual techno cultural event. So it was very nice. So you just need to press which gaming center you want to go. They just to give you the path, and it will follow you as a blue dot. And that's how we all created that.
Oh wow. So like you created Google Maps before Google Maps was a thing.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
that's right, that's right. So it was an
That's
indoor Google Maps, you could say, not
indoor
external,
Google.
indoor. Yeah.
But that is actually way more better because once we reach our destination, inside where you have to find the thing or the person or the shop, you don't know that.
Correct, correct.
So that is actually very impressive. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so as your journey progressed, you took on major responsibilities like CEO and COT, CTO across multiple
Hmm.
organizations. I'm curious, how did those roles evolve over time and what experiences shaped you into a tech leader?
Okay. So when all these companies that I'm part of, they're all startups. So I call myself a serial entrepreneur, where I ensure that whatever I contribute or I put my efforts or my into it and time and money into it, I ensure that I have the bandwidth to perform better in that case. So in this case, it happens to be like you become a CXO, where you someday you are a chief marketing officer, someday you are a chief technological officer, someday you are chief executive officer, and someday you are chief operating officer. So when you start a business, you, as a startup, you have to have multiple hats in your head. Multiple hats of responsibility comes into picture. So that's how we started gathering pointers and gathering going ahead. In the year 2018, we had a chance to be a part of the startup school of Y Combinator, which was an online mode instead of an offline mode. So where we pitched our own idea, we made the complete pitch deck, and we were part of that almost 18 weeks for a module where we were able to groom ourselves and understand the parameters, understand to judge the market well, to understand what is the total addressable market, to understand how to pitch to a venture capitalist or maybe an angel investor, how to understand the market will evolve according to the businesses, according to the government sections also. Okay, how the government is changing, how the diaspora is changing. Every parameter has to be understood. So that's how we were groomed well in the Y Combinator Wala startup school, and that was one of my learning point, or maybe a what you can say a point where it tipped off to a very different level to understand ki how markets evolve and how your product should evolve and how your role should also evolve while doing such. And I always tell my team members as well ki it's not that ki you are coding, you're actually coding in some language like maybe Python. Today there's Python that is going on. Maybe tomorrow you have to go with full stack development also. So keep on evolving, keep on adding values to your skill set. That might give you an edge anytime, and
Right.
that edge will define your career. So maybe the correct time does not come to you directly. It keeps on testing you every day. And once you get to that skill set, the correct time converts into correct moment, and it becomes your fortunate moment. So that's how I started learning and started devoting myself toward that. And that's how my role started evolving and going ahead.
So, do you like being a serial entrepreneur?
Yeah, I absolutely like so I don't smoke, I don't drink, but I do problem solving a lot. So that is my addiction, to solve problems, to understand the situation, to understand how my ideas or my gut feeling can solve that problem and bring value to the market or bring value to that person's life who is getting affected to that problem, and that problem might be small or big, but so it gives me the high of that key array my problem or the problem that I brainstormed with my team and developed a product out of it has changed someone's life and made some value proposition to them. So that's how I get my high. Correct.
That's actually a very good high because it has no side effects. There's
Correct.
only good effects.
There are side effects of the family matters because family members like कि तू घर पे time नहीं देता है, सिर्फ problem solving में रहता है. You only focus on training people or making them up to the level that you want, or maybe giving things that are more than what you can do, or you get into it so much that you don't think of your family. I said there there has to be a trade-off. So let me just take this trade-off as of now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because it will help in the long term. Even though
Yes,
short
yes,
term में
that's right.
थोड़ा सा problems है, थोड़ा difficulties है, it will help in the long term.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Also, speaking of the organizations that you're leading, could you tell me a little about Axinis and Maximus Technolabs?
Yeah. So Axelis was one of my very former company which I started with. It all began with an journey where I wanted a tech co-founder. Where I was working on IoT based hardware, I wanted a tech co-founder. So the tech co-founder came in and we formed this company called as Axelis, where we started building IT as well as IoT based solutions. And the major landmark scenario came in 2018, where we were able to pitch into Mumbai Railway Police, where we pitched them about the current IoT-based hardware that we had. So we told them, "Ki, this is how the solution is, and this is how it will help you in monitoring your people, monitoring your staff." then the commissioner mentioned he the problem here is we don't have a perfect IT platform itself. How can we go to an IoT platform? So that was a major gap they had. Then that was a bigger question to us. Should we stay to our IoT based product, or should we expand to a service based company, an IT service company? Then that was my and my team's effort, where I could say that we took the decision saying that ki, will not only be a IoT based company, a product based company, will also provide services as well. There we started pitching them for their website. That we gave them an idea that we will build your website such a way that will be helpful for the public survey. So that's how we started the journey in 2018. And till now, we are doing their websites, we are doing their applications, their internal HR management applications, their criminal recording, where we made our own facial recognition system to record and verify criminals, and also ensure that they are being recognized and being taken into consideration in a perfect manner, and all the parameters have been ticked off while communicating with the criminal, and all these things were created. So any accidents that happen in the Mumbai local region, it has been written down in a mobile application that we have designed, and the commissioner sir is able to data visualize everything on a single panel. So we
Wow.
are into that zone where we are creating panels, creating data visualization, analytics platforms for Mumbai Railway Police, and that becomes our B2G client, so business to governance, and we are happy to provide such services to the public sector, which is actually affecting the public's life very easily, and it is making their governance so smarter, more smarter, more efficient as of now. Yeah.
What inspired the creation of this? Like, what was that point where you know that I have to make this, or we as a team have to make this?
This is we both co-founders have that knack of solving the problem, and when we saw the uh, actual problem statement, when we met the cyber team at Mumbai Railway Police, where we met the commissioner sir at Mumbai Railway Police, we saw the actual problem. We saw that they are doing so much of mundane tasks regularly, and we thought a bit of automation, a bit of technology can solve their life so easily, because I have seen them working and slogging their time almost 24 hours a day, where they are two shifts and doing it, and they're just doing mundane tasks by working on some documents which are paperwork. So we're thinking, why paperwork? We are sitting in 2018, 2019. It should be a digital work. So we took inspiration from USA's data.gov. It's a website which has all the data visualization pattern. Took information from implementation kind of suggestions from the Singapore governments, where they have a particular dashboard which has all the data collected. We showed that to the commissioner sir and said, "Yes, sir, this is what our end goal should look like. And we'll start from very scratch, from very basic, is converting all your paperwork into digital platform, making sure it has been captured through a mobile handset, nothing else that can be taken." So that was the turning point for them, where they were able to identify that yes, if we convert this paperwork into a digital document and make it faster and move it faster, it will become a huge impact for their lives. And that's how we were able to save their life. Like they were able to focus on much important tasks rather than just doing mundane tasks.
Wow, that is actually so inspiring because
Mm.
uh, our Indian government tries to do a lot for us, but they also do need help. And when we as
Mm.
civilians try to help them, it's वो देशभक्ति अच्छा लगता है.
Correct, correct, correct.
Okay, so you also offer works like business consulting, UX research, IT consulting, then software development. How does that tie together to create like real impact on your clients? Like, how does
Correct.
that
So,
affect your clients and things?
effect. Yeah. So there are two ways of getting two ways of expanding a business. One is either you keep on doing Meta ads or Google ads and tell people about what you do via an advertisement platform. Or second is, as co-founders, you showcase your own portfolio to the market, to the public, wherever you meet, to your network, and they come to you via mouth publicity or maybe by word of mouth. So we chose the concept of taking word of mouth, wherein we thought about giving back something to the society. putting our timelines not only to development but also to consult people to understand their problems. Sometimes it will be just for the case of development, or maybe for a case of uh, just helping out people. So maybe we are now helping a lot of NGOs in doing the same thing. So we just do consult a lot of NGOs and we don't charge them anything. But that leads to word of mouth. They mention this to someone else, and then we might kind of get converted into a certain level of clients. So we believe in that set of marketing where we consider word of mouth in such a way that it becomes easier way for us to approach to people or showcase our talents basically. So it's about connecting the network, making sure we are very good socially, and also being very much enthusiastic about the whole scenarios. So coming back to your previous question, we wanted to give you the understanding about the second company. It is called as Maximus Technolabs. So under Maximus Technolabs, what we started now doing is we started training of trainers, which means
Yeah.
whatever technology that we have been doing is all industry based. But the trainers, the teachers, the professors that we have in colleges, which we have in degree, ITI, and diploma colleges, might not have that industry experience or the expertise. And we might not be able to tell them to go and serve our industry for 2 years, 4 years, and they go back to college to teach. That is a huge gap that you can see. That we wanted to fill this gap where industry experience should be given to a teacher or a trainer or a professor who is there in the college. This is the gap that we want to fill right now. So we are currently in collaboration with L&T STA. So L&T has its own skill trainers academy in Mumbai. So what we do is we have designed and curriculum for all such parameters, including mechanical, civil, computer science, AI engineering, electrical engineering, all these parameters. And we have given our set of requirements and our set of training modules, which includes IoT, IIoT, then in terms of Python, in terms of web development, in terms of mobile app development, all these parameters. So what happens is their teachers and professors come to LNTSTA, they stay for one continuous week, and they get trained on the modules that we have created as Maximus Technolabs. So, which happens to be a very hyper inductive workshop where the teachers understand what's happening in the industry, and then they're able to lead and train the students properly. That's how we are creating a complete ecosystem of very pure, very in a way we are trying to bridge the gap between the industry and the academia, and that becomes a very good value addition to the whole ecosystem.
Wow. Also, this Axenius and Maximus Technolab, they your like own companies, or you are a serial entrepreneur in these as well?
So Axenis is my own company, which is like co-founded with my team members. And Maximus Technolabs is one of the company which was founded earlier, where I have now become the core member of it. So it was an earlier foundation, which I now become the core member of it, where you could see I am one of the directors of the whole company. Yeah.
Okay. I would like to again come back to the question where I asked you about the UX researcher and the IT
Hmm.
consultant. What,
Hmm.
so it affects your clients, but what kind of industries or clients does that benefit the most? Like, what kind of industries do you all focus on?
Yeah. So as of now, because of our experience or because of the way we have been working in the past few years, the type of clients that we are able to touch base or we are able to help them out is one is B2G clients, where it is business to governance in such a way that we are able to give them the correct UI experience, correct the user experience, such a way that they are able to convert the whole program, the whole experience that they are able to understand in a better manner. Because when we see IT or when we see IT solution, maybe mobile application that you see, that has to be very, very user centric. That is what who are the users, the and civilians who might not understand English, who might to understand Marathi, who might not understand which button to click, who might not understand where to go. All these parameters comes into the picture when it comes for serving clients like Mumbai Railway Police and their websites and their applications. So that how it's all the user experience research, the UX research that we say helps us to make the life easier for them. That is one of the scenarios. Second is the complete and extreme spectrum. One is the user, end user, the another is industries. Since we have been working in IoT and IoT from a very long period of time, we have been able to design components design methodologies for industries where the shop floor managers se leke, the directors and the owners of the industry have to understand what is data, where is data coming from, how is the data looking at, and where is the data captured from, and how it has been able to help them to take decisions in their business. So you could see as one extreme condition we have businesses and IT industrial people, and another extreme we have very small, very vernacular medium people who don't understand what technology is, but still they have that ability to go ahead. So this is where we are trying to design a complete extreme spectrum of HMI, which is called human machine interface. So this is where we're trying to build a human machine interface for everyone, from a very basic person with a daily
To
life
very
to an
complex
industrialist,
organ.
very complex, very industrialist, and making it easier for them to get data and use IT as a service or use internet as a service. And that's how we come into the picture right now.
Okay. So, I would like to go more into the technological part of it. So, one of the
Hmm.
things that stood out to me was your deep involvement in IoT, IIoT, STEM education, and robotics. From your perspective, why are these technologies so crucial for the future?
Okay. Talking about IoT first, because when we see the industrial evolution. Industrial revolution 1.0 started with steam engine. 2.0 came with electrical supply system. 3.0 came with computers. Computers were able to, so we had PLC, SCADA, data acquisition started with Industry 3.0. Now we are at the Industry 4.0 level, which demands cyber physical system, which is hardware, a machine connected to the internet, and that's how we call it as Internet of Things. And now there's a new term called as IIoT. So when we see the complete industrial revolution, we're able to enhance the capability, efficiency of natural resource utilization in the industry. So today with IoT and IIoT, we're able to reduce the natural resource utilization. We are able to reduce the carbon emissions and provide a particular product out in the market. That is the need of the hour. When we want to safeguard this earth, we want to safeguard the carbon emissions that we do. We need to be very calculative in terms of how can we control the carbon emissions. And this carbon emissions can only be controlled when we have data acquisition. And data acquisition can only happen when we have these smart devices, smart tools, smart IoT tools, such a way that we are able to visualize the data and take measurements, take actual actions on it. So this is the missing puzzle in the whole jigsaw. That is, if I want to control the carbon emissions, I need to have a smart control, smart system, such a way which can control, get the data and give me data out of it. I can continuously analyze the data and give me the continuous data output, and that I can take decisions out of it. That's how the requirement for the future is to analyze data, to capture the data with IoT and IIoT devices and take decisions. Therefore, we'll be able to do smarter manufacturing. That's what we say with Industry 4.0, we will be coming up with smarter manufacturing systems which are interconnected, which talk to each other very easily. Instead of being a pyramid structure, it is interconnected completely, and that's how will help us reduce the carbon emissions. Today, if we don't go towards Industry 4.0, we might end our lives, or we might end humanity within 2035. That's the whole lookout. So it's a very crucial need of the hour. That's why I am putting my efforts. I am pushing my team members to go towards this, chase this challenge, where we are ensuring that each and every parameter is been manufactured, it's been monitored, and leads to a carbon emission control. Otherwise, we are a failure as a mankind. We are a failure as technocrats. We as engineers should succeed somewhere, and that will only happen if we have Industry 4.0, if we have IoT into this picture.
Correct.
Now the second scenario comes in. How do we inspire the next generation to be more smarter enough? So this came to my understanding pre-COVID era, where I visited my school once again after a long gap. I visited my school. I gave them a lecture. I inspired them to take up science projects. So I told students from seventh grade, eighth grade, and ninth grade to give me ideas. What do you think if given a lot of resources to you, what will you build? What will you make as what will you solve? What problem will you solve? They were not able to identify scientific approach in this case, where they were not able to identify how can they solve problems that they see. They were just talking about solar panels. They're talking about rainwater harvesting. This is a very limited, narrow-minded approach towards solving problems or doing things. Then I asked them a question: "Ki, what are the problems that you face?" One of the child said, "Ki, sir, my mom fell down while she was washing clothes." I said, "How?" They said, because during rain, there was a lot of moss that was created in the surface, which was there outside the house, and she slipped and she fell. Then now I asked him, "What will you do for this case?" He said, "I can make a small, smart chappal, which will ensure that she will not fall." The other child said, I'll make some smart detergent that will ensure that moss is not created and will automatically wash away. This is what the scientific inquiry should come in. Then I came to the parameter where something called a STEM education has to be happening in our school education system, which inculcates science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So that's how may gave me an idea about why can't I bring my IoT, robotics, and understanding, make it very easily digestible for students where we are having in school level. So we created a complete robotics and IoT based learning parameters for school students, and we are running in multiple schools in and around Mumbai right now.
Uh, I mean, I've understood a lot from this, but I would again like to ask you a question. What
Mhm.
opportunities do you see for India, especially in the digital world that we are moving into? Because now we know that everybody is not very tech savvy. So, I mean, how can everybody become tech savvy so that, we have new opportunities? And what are those new opportunities?
Yeah. Start writing papers, technical papers, and reviewing technical papers for all parameters that you do. It's like journaling your own entrepreneurship journey, because
Hmm.
tomorrow when you go to a industrial expert, when you go to a angel investor who is from an background like me, from an industry background. So people who are from industry background will only be interested to your product because it's an IoT based product or security. So who are security consultants, they will be very much interested. They'll continuously ask you one question, that is, what is your proof of work? How do you showcase your proof of work? And that will only happen if you are able to showcase that you have published journals, you have published articles and technical papers for this solution,
Right.
and that would become like a easy passport for you to get away for a lot of scenarios. Then you will not be able, then you will not be in a mood of, okay, I have to defend my product. No, the product becomes indefendable because you have so much of papers lying in front of it, which showcases its trust and it's built up, and showcases its trust on the team also कि team कितना मेहनत कर रही है.
Hmm.
Today we ask people कि आपने क्या मेहनत किया है, because if you see, the many people will say कि I'm just doing going to chat gpt or maybe going to Gemini, and I'm just doing a research parameter and going ahead,
Hmm.
right? So I want to prove myself, prove my team, and that proving will only come via my technical papers when I'm writing technical papers on such parameters. And tomorrow you might not know who might read your paper and call you for investment. See, okay, we are interested. Please build this for us, and they might
Hmm.
give you the seed money that is required for building the company, right? So that's how things will evolve around it. So keep on writing papers, whatever you're journaling, make sure it becomes like a article for some kind of, yeah. Go to competitions, earn some money, invest that money in building a product, and participating in such journals, in such publications, and ensure your papers have been published.
Right.
And
Also,
don't worry, I'll be happy to guide you. I can be your mentor in this, and I'll ensure that we can go step by step and build this product into a better manner. Yeah.
thank you so much. So on that note, can I tell you a little about the teams? The team.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so now this project started in college. So we
Mm.
were a group of five people. From that, two people came out because they were pushed into another project. It was a attendance app that we were making. So they were pushed into that project. Now they are doing that project. Now the three people that we are left with, it's me, Krisha More, and Tasmia Beg. Now from this we can actually take Tasmia Beg out because she does not have that kind of a mindset where she actually wants to do something about this project. So now the thing is that we are two over here, Krisha and me from the electronics background. We have tried to take this ahead. So my question to you is that I get into cybersecurity, as you said. What can Krisha focus on?
Later focus on FPGA and embedded system and making sure about the circuitry. Later be
Okay.
the later major focus should be on electronics and IoT parameters. How we can generate the circuits, how we'll ensure the security. If you are making an EM based lock, what are the different advancement in the industry that is happening to ensure such locking mechanisms are stronger enough, which might not open with brute force also. So there's a concept called brute force as well, right? So I might pull it with some EM force, or maybe if I get a bigger transformer and generate more EM, can I open it up? So understanding the mechanical structure and the electronic structure has to happen from her. So let her focus on that as well, and uh, and focusing on FPGA embedded system will be your responsibility also, because when
Okay.
you're working on cybersecurity, you're working on cryptography and the hardware assembly as well. You need to identify the firmware, software, and the hardware cybersecurity aspects. So you'll be part of the um, embedded
FPGA part
system
of it.
also, FPGA as well as the cybersecurity aspect, including cloud security and cloud-based implementation, uh, and server-based implementation, and let Trisha be the part of the core hardware wala part where understanding different hardware is understanding, because again today let's I don't know, I'm not telling you to be very over enthusiastic, but imagine Apple as a company. Does it have only one device variant? No, it has, even in the iPhone section, it has multiple variants. Then it has watch, right? Then it has headphones and earphones. So similarly, you should also focus on, today. It's just not the box that you will be designing. Your embedded system ka hardware, your FPGA ka hardware, maybe your locking mechanism, your OTP based locking mechanism,
Mm.
uh, your software, your uh, IT product components might become a particular product in terms of security systems,
Right.
right? So tomorrow, when you're consulting maybe you're consulting a security-based company, or maybe consulting a bank, then you can tell them, "Look, boss, I have these many levels of security that I can provide you.
Mm.
If you want a box, I can give you a box. If you want a uh, component, if you want an API which can solve the OTP based opening system, I can do that also. If you want an application service, I can do an application service also. If you want a hardware service, I can give you hardware service also."
Mm.
Imagine this. So
Right.
do not only focus on one hardware, focus on all the possible things that can happen while focusing on all these concepts. That's we I call it as Garud view, the bird's eye
View
view
from the
for
top.
your product, view from the top. And second thing that we should have is Serpa view. Serpa view matlab the snake's view, vision, which is understanding short-term goals that you need right now. So the current short-term goal we want to you is uh, go to Dipex, uh, do all the paperwork, and write small papers, technical
Okay.
papers, and publish them. So these are your small goals, and your end goal is the bird's eye view that we have
Okay.
discussed. Okay? Providing services, solutions for all the things that you can do in a micro level also and a mega level as well.
Also, these papers that you're asking me to do you want me to do them as the proper whole project, as the whole hardware and the software included and every kind of technology included, or you want me to do them in sections? Embedded ये हो गया, IoT ये हो गया, hardware इधर, software इधर. How do you want it?
Start with sections. Start with the
Okay.
jigsaw puzzles. Maybe cryptography. Why this cryptography works for you? Maybe
Hmm.
locking mechanism. Why this locking mechanism is the next future mechanism for locking system. FP microcontroller. FPGA versus ARM microcontroller. So do all this small jigsaw puzzles, because today before your patent, I don't want it to be open in the market that you're making a box. Don't write a paper on making a box or the box that you're making. Write a
Okay.
paper about small components. Then when you are ready for the patent, then that the patent based paper would be the paper that you will submit for the patent office, which will have all these jigsaw puzzles, and the
Okay.
reference item will be your own paper for that particular final product, right? So
Hmm.
that's how you should proceed. Do
Okay.
not keep it open in the public right now. Make it very much, yeah, work on the small components. Cryptography. What is the best for cryptography? What is the best for OTP management? What is the best for, let Jay also write a paper on this cloud
Hmm.
computing. What is more secure? What is what is the difficulty. For example, tell Jay that recently we saw some kind of vulnerabilities in React.
Hmm.
React is a coding system. If your mobile application is built on React, people can easily hack on it and get the lock opened. So how do you secure it, right? So that's even all those
It
parameters.
is
So
built on
keep
React
on
Native.
doing. Yeah, correct. So tomorrow when this such things happen, how will you safeguard yourself? Because tomorrow this governments, these companies who will hire your product or buy your product will demand such level of security as well.
Hmm.
And then you will not have an excuse कि हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो तो React Native का vulnerability था. No, you can't, right? So think on it. Yeah.
We will think on it, we'll take an action on this. But for the future thing, I just want to have your permission if we could schedule a call all together, like the four of us,
Yeah.
so
We
that
can schedule this call. We can schedule a call, and then we can now build a habit around it. So have you read a book called Atomic Habits?
I have started reading it. I'm right now reading it.
Good. Okay. So see the connection that we have. Okay. Um, I am a very good fan of that book, Atomic Habits. So we can create an atomic habit around it, saying we can report each other on every week. We can schedule any day and we can report each other. What are the next micro step that you have taken towards the project? So this will help us everyone be focused on that product and keep on building on it. Otherwise, क्या हो जाएगा? We might have that energy to take initial steps and we might die down gradually. We should not happen that. So we ensure that we can take small micro steps and report each other कि हमने आज ये हफ्ते ये अचीव किया और ये अचीव नहीं कर पाए. Even that is okay. कि हमने ये अचीव नहीं कर पाए. Then I can tell you कि okay, this time you've not been able to do that. Let's rebuild on it. Let's focus on it. Let's take some steps behind and then take some steps forward. We can do that.
Okay.
And nowadays, if you remember, there are many people who are documenting this journey, and that becomes into a viral product. So keep documenting the journey. Don't make it open right now. You can say ki day zero of our making a product and day one. And finally, when the product is ready to go to the market, we release this one by one. And that's how the virality comes into the picture. So you've seen
And that's
such
how the
reels, right?
marketing will also be done socially.
Yes.
Okay. Also,
So
one
it
more
becomes an
question.
organic marketing. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
One more question. How do you manage all of this with your work, studies, and your family? Because at this point, I'll tell you, we are interning. We are interning 9 to 7, for example.
Mm.
I am interning 9 to 6, but then the time I get out of the office is like 7, 7:30. I reach home by 8:39. So how, I mean, I have been very bad, very, very bad since childhood, in managing time. I cannot manage time. I lose track of time. When I'm doing something,
Mm.
I will lose track of time. So how do I try to segregate all of these, but still keep it into a day or still keep it into my schedule that I don't lose track of the thing that I'm doing?
Yeah. So here I'll explain a solution with an example. Okay. Imagine you have fall sick and doctor has given you medicines, capsules, and the doctor says breakfast में ये खाना है, lunch के बाद ये खाना है, dinner के बाद ये खाना है. He has given you defined parameters कि morning, afternoon, and evening में खाना है. These are the capsules. Then you follow that schedule, right? Similarly, your own life has this schedule, has some things to work around. So now you have to create something called as time capsules. That you have to take these capsules at this time, wherein you identify what are the major tasks that you have to do every day. One is a default task. That is when you get up, you brush, you have breakfast, and you go for your office. That is some default task. Apart from the default task, you have some major tasks as a priority. Now you have to ensure how do you take time, how do you ensure that you have that timeline given to it and be strict to it. So, for example, when you say that you are traveling for 1 hour, then you imagine what can you do during that 1 hour? Can you read an article? Can you
Hmm.
watch a YouTube video? Can you read some articles that you could download and keep it? So do these things while traveling. So that becomes a part of your major task. While in office, you might not get time, so leave that office hours. Then while traveling back again to home, you can do that. After doing a dinner, you have 2 hours at least. Imagine. So during the 2 hours, focus on 1 hour on something and 1 hour on something else. So keep on doing this. Again, this time capsule should not happen daily, wala parameter. It can happen weekly also. For example, we eat vitamin D capsule not every day, once in a week. So similarly, imagine I want to average my time for at least in an average when I talk to students or talk to myself also. I try to keep an average of 7 hours of sleep every day. So maybe on Monday I slept for only for 4 hours because I was working till late night. But on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I might add one more hour and I can make the average of complete 7 days ka average as 7 hours per day, per night wala hai. Similarly, for your own task, major task, make sure it has been time capsuled such a way that average hours given to that particular activity is that much. That is how you can do it. But again, recreational is also very important. You cannot be only focusing on your projects. It has to be recreational also. Earlier in my earlier startup life in 2016, 2017, I was like a Hitler to myself where I was very strict, very, very strict. And I, at 20, by the end of 2017, I saw that this might not work. My team was getting frustrated. They were getting bogged down. They were not getting happy. So there's some happy hormones, you say, na? They were not getting the happy hormones. And that lack of happy hormones resulted in the productivity and efficiency of the team. And there's a concept what is burnout. And that kicked into my team and to myself as well. Then I said, stop all this. I mentioned that every month, one time we'll go to movies. हम सब जाएंगे. तो वो हो गया recreational parameter. Then everyone will watch a series at their free time at home or while traveling. While watching the series, they'll come back and discuss about it.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I was talking about time management. So what you do is list down all the activities that you do. List down the 8 hours of sleep that you require first, and then complete 16 hours, and then list down the things that you do daily, and see that you can take out some time for yourself also. Maybe a pedicure somewhere, maybe a manicure sometime, maybe have chumpy someday, and that's how you rejuvenate your body and do something for your own. And tell your team to have a hobby. Everyone should have a hobby. It should, and it inculcates a creative aspect into you. And every problem that you see in your life has to have a creative aspect of solving it. It's not always an algorithm that will solve it. Even an algorithm is a creative way of solving a problem. So similarly, having a creative mindset will help you boost it. Maybe someone is drawing, someone is doing mandala design, anything. So have that as well. So inculcate that.
Okay. So that works. I think I will have to send this to my team actually to make them understand this, because me conveying it will not have that kind of an effect that you telling us that is having. Also, can we come back? So my personal doubts
Hmm.
are cleared now. Can we come back to the this thing interview,
Hmm.
because I have some questions that I want to ask that I've scripted down as per the
Okay.
interview. So, with such, coming back to your responsibilities as a CEO and CTO, with such diverse responsibilities, how do you approach leadership and decision making? What values give you when you're managing teams? Sorry, what values you inculcate when you are managing team products or complex projects?
Yeah. So during my Y Combinator startup school time, I learned a concept called as decision making budget. So there we were thinking where we were given a thought provoking experiment where it says the less amount of decision that you make for a mundane task, the more power that you get to take decision for your critical tasks. For example, आज सुबह उठ के मैं कौन सा टी शर्ट पहनूं या which color dress should I wear is a decision that you make every day, and that should happen easily. You should not be devoting your mind into it for a longer period of time.
Right.
So I have a set of clothes that I wear, and that's it. There's no second question ki, should I match this with someone? Should I do this or should I do that? No. Decision making for mundane tasks should be very simple. For example, traveling, catching a bus. or taking very basic questions. Make your decisions life simpler on those parameters. That's how I do. Second thing that makes me take decisions easier and faster is trying to read and understand the tough scenarios faster. Is while by reading multiple articles, being updated to the news or to the articles that you are into the technical parameters. Say, for example, whatever is your domain, try reading more and more about the domain. Try asking more and more questions about the domain. So that will help you to take understand certain facts, understand certain knowledge bases. Then there might be a situation coming in to take decisions with your gut feeling. कि ये करना है या ये करना है. Do take this path or that path. That at that moment, all your readings, all your fact check will come handy. कि मैंने ये पढ़ा था कहीं पे, I have read this about this will happen if this happens, and therefore I might take this decision. And then finally, is it your gut feeling? So gut feeling doesn't come automatically with some uh, people say na कि it's a God gift. I might say it is not a God gift. It's every day that you read, that you write, that you ask questions about, and make a fact check correct is what helps you in gut feelings. So that's how makes me move around. And now, in terms of managing the team and the technology, I again ask them questions or make them understand ki how do you ask the question. I just ask them a simple question: is what made you to take this decision? Why did you think React Native is the best solution? Give me three targeted values to this decision. Is why did you take 3 points? Give me 3 points. Why did you take this decision? What did you listen? What did you learn about while taking this decision? Did you consult someone? Has someone help you in taking this decision? Then they come to me and say, Ki, this is the whole scenario. Then I weigh that solutions. Or I sometimes go and ask to someone else, maybe some seniors, maybe some network, maybe some other startup co-founders whom I have in my community, and ask them, Ki, what have you done and why this ways? And we debate around it. And then we take a final decision. And that proves correct. Similarly, tell your team also, tell your members, tell your friends also. Whenever you take a decision, it should not be very irrational. It should to be very, very rational. Ask questions while taking a decision. Take 2 minutes to identify, ask people, and then take decision. Don't depend upon only one person or one source. Take multiple sources and then take your final decision on it. And then be confident in supporting that decisions. So, I just want to add one more nostalgic incident.
Sure.
In my school, what happened is I was good at debating. So one day I had a debate with my Hindi teacher, and in Hindi. So she's like, Monu, you should become an advocate. So that was like one of my, you should take law as a free. I said, no, ma'am, I'll take electronic engineering, I'll take. So there, that was the point where I understood that I have that knack of asking questions: why, what, how, what has taken. Give me evidence for your decision. What has made you? So that is what even I do for myself. Why am I taking this decision? What is leading me to do this decision? What might be the impact in future? And how is it helping me in my gut feeling? Is it okay or is it not? And sometimes take the liberty of taking a decision, but sometimes when it is very crucial, ask few questions and nothing goes wrong. No, you are not sitting in a chair of a president who is able to click on a button and make nuclear war. No, you have the time bandwidth to take 2 minutes and take a decision. So take that bandwidth, enjoy that bandwidth ka timeline, and then take the decision, and then ask questions and then do it.
I would like to add something to this because, I am not lying, I swear to God. I mean, since I have started my engineering ka journey, everybody, the people who I meet who see me working into my college background or my professional background where I'm actually working, whether it be my mom, whether it be my friends, they always have told me you should either go for marketing after this or better you should become an advocate. You become a lawyer.
Yeah,
That will suit you. And I always used to wonder that what do these people see into me? Okay, they are asking me to become a marketing consultant or a lawyer. What is wrong with these people? Now I have understood why they say that. Thank you so much for clearing that out to me. Okay.
thank you. Yeah.
So the next question that I would ask you is again a little more deep into the technology. You also describe yourself as a blockchain enthusiast. How do you see
Hmm.
blockchain fitting into India's digital ecosystem in the coming years?
Yeah, in the coming year, I see this as a very core technology that might change the way complete system works because Indians are considered to be the jugadu of all times, right? So when I was talking earlier about industrialization, I'm talking about IoT. There are chances that people who want to make a jugad and make some edits into the whole system, he'll say, no, it was not my fault. I want to ensure that no one comes and catches me because of my fault. I might make an edit, showcase that, array, it was Ramesh who was doing it, and I'm safeguarded myself. So there, the principle comes in, and it has been a case study for me also, for my team also, where there have been a lot of blame games that is happening in the industry in terms of any mechanical failure, any maintenance error, or anything that has happened. In that case, what happened is there when I explored about how can we bridge this gap, how can we ensure that nothing everything is encrypted properly and no one is able to make any kind of edits, and that's how the whole blockchain based scenario come into the picture, where now we are making products which are BIoT, which means blockchain based IoT, where all the efficient databases are now being connected to the IoT and been encrypted such a way that no one has a chance to edit it, and even secured in such a way. So now in India, I am seeing as the land scenarios, the land transfer in terms of government, we call it Satbara. So the concept of Satbara, the land transfer, has to happen in blockchain. Now Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, they have adopted blockchain as a complete ecosystem for their land allotment and everything. Even UP government is doing that. Even now CBSE is doing blockchain based certification for their students.
Right.
So this is how documentation level changes are happening. Similarly, in agriculture, in agri-tech, uh, from the moment when the farmer is sowing the seeds till the finished product is reaching to the shelves of consumer, everything has been collected and put it into a blockchain, and people can verify. So when I say, sorry, so when I say it is a Sharbati MP Atta, I can verify it with a QR scan that it is from the farmer from Sharbati, from the part of Madhya Pradesh. So that's how the complete transparency brings into the picture. That's what we are also working on. We are building BIoT wala concepts where it's blockchain based IoT for agri-tech, for land, for documentation, and all the aspects. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that brings a better understanding towards blockchain. Coming back to entrepreneurship, it comes with both highs and lows. Could you share some of your challenges or failures that you have gone through in the journey of becoming a tech leader and becoming a serial entrepreneur?
Yes. There have been, what you can say, it's a roller coaster ride, I'll say. So uh, imagine you are building a product, and then when you market the product and when you reach end consumer, you identify that the consumer is not ready to accept it. Why? Because he says, I don't want to turn on my Wi-Fi or my Bluetooth or my internet. So that was the first major setback that we got,
Hmm.
and that gave us an understanding about, okay, how India is lacking behind other countries. So if I would have been a person in US or maybe in UK, it would have been a very different scenario. So when I just compare myself, so that's how things are. In India, you have to be very, very jugadu. You have to be very, very smart in terms of resource allocation, resource utilization. For me, resource utilization and allocation have been a huge challenging part, where I wanted my team to have very high end devices, but I couldn't afford that budget. So we ensured that we had one or two Mac Minis, a smaller version of MacBooks that is called Mac Minis, and then work on multiple other systems, and then build products. So that's how Jugadu that has to be. So that are the lows that we had. Sorry, one of the lows that we were major one, which everyone looks at, is the COVID era, where we had to implement and execute a lot of things. Just before COVID, we were supposed to fly to US and register our company for our US branch. And unfortunately, the COVID hit. We were not able to do that. One of my co-founder who was staying in US, was supposed to welcome us and do all the due diligence in New Jersey. Unfortunately, we lost him in 2021.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
And all our plans, it was such a depressing time for us. So 2021, we were able to cope up, and 2022, we had so much of plans taking our company from an LLP to private limited and taking multiple branches like US, UK, and everything. And everything shattered. Like he went into, he got COVID. He was not able to come back. He lost his parent first, one of his parent, and we lost him as well. It was a huge setback, one of the biggest setback on a personal front, on a business front, and lost a good friend of mine. So that was the whole aspect of it. And still today, we crave for his crave for the friendship. Right? It's not only business; it's all friendship that we had when we lost. So that was sorry state for us. And since then, we are now moving ahead, having his memory, and we are proceeding in that case, we could say. Where he wanted us to be successful. And I want to prove that, yeah, we are showing that thing should happen. That's the thing, yeah.
That is actually very, first of all, I'm very sorry to hear about your friend. Also, that is actually very inspiring and again relatable because that happened with a very close family member of mine as well, my father.
Oh,
So I recently lost him last year, and this whole project, Virtual Lockmate, as I told you, it was a part and parcel of his and mine both creation. Like we thought of this
oh.
together. We were actually working on a project before this. Um, I would like to share a small glimpse of it to you. So, have
Mhm.
you heard of Kangen water purifier?
Yes, 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 I have heard that. Yeah, yeah.
So something
Mm,
like that we were working on, but then unfortunately we
mm,
couldn't get the resources for that. So we
mm,
stopped working on that project. But now then we came into the idea of this project because I was brainstorming for my major project and he was so excited. He loved engineering and he loved that I was like doing engineering and I was
mm.
enjoying it actually by my own choice, not by somebody else's decision. So he used to take part into it. He used to ask me questions. So this whole virtual lockmate project, we built it together. We didn't build it together, but we had the idea together. It's the seed idea was that where my father and I we brought that seed idea up, and then I told that to my team, and they being very supportive, like extremely supportive. I mean, at that point, I couldn't have asked for a better team. So they were extremely supportive at that point, and then we bought that idea, that seed idea, onto this kind of a hardware till now. So yeah, I can relate to that very well. Also,
Sorry for your loss as well.
it's okay. It's okay because my father has been a very big inspiration for me, motivation for me, and he was the bestest friend I could ever ask for. Like, I mean, it is very simple for us to tell people that you're my best friend, you're my best friend, you're my
Mhm.
close friend. I do have best friends. I'm not saying I don't have best friends. I do have a good amount of best friends. But he was a gem of a person as a person. And he was the person I used to go running to like a small kid, even at this age, and he used to guide me. So yeah, I have all very good memories with him, and yeah, he has always motivated me and inspired me. So even when I told the recent team that I have of actually making the project into a proper company and giving it to people out there, I told them the reason behind it, this whole reason. That
Correct.
made them so motivated that I think I told them this, I think 2 years ago. From then, since since then till now, we have made this, and they have not once stopped. They have not once, you know, been like, "Yeah, we're tired. Let's stop now. Let's take a break." No, they have continuously worked hard, and they have continuously tried to evolve it better with me. So yeah, that was the whole thing.
Great.
Sorry, I don't know why I added that, but I don't know. You
It's
just
okay.
have
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of an energy where I come and I
Yeah,
tell you
correct.
stuff.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So we
coming
have two
back,
minutes left, I
yeah,
think.
yep. This
Ah,
meeting is again going to
okay.
end. Coming back
Mhm.
My question to you was, what kind of an advice would you like to give to students when they want to enter into the tech industry, and as an entrepreneur, what kind of mindsets should they have and what kind of skill sets do they need to have? Also, which kind of stream would you like to direct them towards? Like, we have IoT, robotics, AI, edutech. What kind of stream would you ask the students to divert themselves towards, and like as in the marketplace, as in learning something innovative and which will help the future as well as the present.
Correct. So, being a student of engineering background, I would recommend them to understand how the whole scenario is changing. The very first scenario is the AI. So don't take AI as your enemy or your competitor. Take it as your pen or pencil. That you have a very smart pencil that you have with your hand, that you can draw something better, work something better, research in a something better manner. So ensure that it becomes like a very good tool for you, and you learn how to use that tool. Again, when we say, for example, when you're trying to um, use a laptop or a computer, you have to learn how to use the computer, how to type on the computer. Similarly, learn how to use AI for your problem solving, to ensure that you become the best person of yourself, to enhance your own efficiency and productivity. So first is do that. Understand how AI works. Understand how you can take the best out of the AI for your own benefit. Not making you a lethargic person, but making you more smarter, more efficient, and more productive, and then help you in taking decisions faster. This is the first thing that you can do with the thing. Second, that I would recommend is mainly for electronics engineers. If I'm focusing on, I'll tell them to come to the IoT and IIoT background, come towards the IoT and IIoT background, because there are huge scope coming up for IoT and IIoT, where when we see the semiconductor industry is increasing in India, every industry that is coming up in the company would always come towards an industry 4.0 parameter. So in the industry 4.0, we want cloud based computing, we want cyber physical system, we want sensors, we want IoT that can convert the small data into a data server and make smarter decisions easier for us. So please come understand what IoT is, how industry 4.0 is, what is IIoT. And your life is set in future when you are able to focus on IoT and IIoT and build for industries. If someone wants to do something, who are very much interested in some kind of training or some kind of uh, educational parameters, then I will recommend them to come to EdTech, where you are designing STEM-based robotics,
Hmm.
STEM-based education systems for students, where parents of now the upcoming generation are more technical savvy. They understand technology, and they want their children also to learn more and more technology, which is better than what they have learned in the school level. So this will lead to a concept called as tech-based toy system, X toys, which is an IoT-based system, which is an system which has STEM education inbuilt in it, where the student is able to use Lego kind of bricks and make electronic circuits, make projects from the grade fourth or grade fifth. The students are learning Python from grade seventh nowadays. So the parents who are there, who are not tech savvy, who are into an IT job, want their children to also work on the same parameters. That's how the whole business will grow. So we want, so which has been observed that all over the world, there's a growth in tech-based toys for students, for kids, for $30 billion. That's the upcoming industry section. Even in India, the new education policy of 2020 demands skill-based learning for students. So how does the
Hmm.
student learn skill? So these are the STEM-based skills the student will learn. So we want people to create certain modules for them. Now, even though if it is educational robotics, we need robotics for industry also. Today, we want the way humans are working, the labor section will evolve from a very crude labor to a smart labor, who is able to control a robot, who is able to control a bot, who is able to work in a industry that has more safer zones than the labor zone that we see right now. So everything will become easy because government will come up with subsidies, government will come up with multiple opportunities, and that's how it will transform. And this electronic engineer today was learning and graduating would be the need of the hour to surface to suffice those needs of innovation. Second is I'll talk about agri-tech. Is today the engineers must build something for agriculture to enhance the efficiency of agriculture, because food and medicine will not go away. They will
True.
continuously be there. But as an electronics engineer, you might not be able to go to medicine easily. As a doctor, you can't become a doctor right now, but you can become someone who can be an IoT based engineer who can build industry that can manufacture medicine smartly.
Mm.
Similarly, you can help in terms of making agriculture more safer, more cost effective, more productive, and more efficient. That's how the nature would require us to build technology that will support the nature, not extract more resources around it. That's how is my recommendation right now.
Okay. That actually brings a lot of insight. Also, if now I've understood the stream that people can go to. Now they have to choose, like students like us will have to choose what knack do we have and what kind of
Yes.
pursuit do we take and which kind
Hmm.
of stream do we push into like amongst these that you've told. But the question is again, okay, how do I proceed further if I have built an idea into these aspects? How do I proceed further into entrepreneurship?
Correct. Um, Making a college level project and making an entrepreneurship based product is completely different ball game together. What will matter is, will this project be able to be product projected as a product for a scalable model?
Hmm.
Is what is the understanding that every entrepreneur or every student must have. Because what I see is every student is an entrepreneur. He should work for a project which can be converted into a product into the future. So whenever you go to a hackathon for a project, wherever you go, you should have that understanding. Will this be a good product in the future? Will this be a product that will solve people's life, and people will be able to pay at least 1 rupee for using
Hmm.
this service? That's
Correct.
how your mindset should be. It should be more and more inclined towards economy of that product. So we call it as NBT, next billion terms, or next billion user, NBU. So today, if someone is using a smartphone, will the same smartphone be used for tomorrow? Will the next billion user be the same way that we are using it today? For example, Mark Zuckerberg has mentioned once that in coming future, smartphones will become obsolete. People will start interacting with smart goggles or smart something different rather
Hmm.
than just smartphones. That's the next billion technology that's coming. Next billion users might be using. Similarly, your project, will it be used by someone,
Hmm.
or will you use yourself as a project? Because you know where कहीं से टूट रहा है, कहीं से निकल रहा है, कहीं से there is some kind of loophole that is there in the whole project. Will this project be? Will someone pay you 1 rupee for it? Just 1 rupee, nothing else. And second thing that I need to add is, nothing comes for free. Even your time, your effort should not come for free. Today, if you're putting some kind of efforts, it is a sweat economy. We call it sweat economy, which means
Hmm.
आप मेहनत कर रहे हो, पसीना बहा रहे हो, उस मेहनत और पसीने का आगे जाकर आपको रिवॉर्ड मिलेगा. इसलिए you're doing this now.
Correct.
That you have to be keep in mind. कि I am doing this today because tomorrow I might get 100 rupees.
Hmm.
For example, if you see the journey of Zomato, Zomato was a loss-making company for so long, but when it went to IPO, it was able to give back to its investors. So today, when an investor is investing in a product, he imagines that कल जाके इसका IPO होगा, I might get my money back in
Correct.
multiple city. That's how you should showcase that product. Right. So whenever you are telling that I want your 10 rupees for this product, you've seen Shark Tanks, right? Even
Yeah.
in Shark Tanks, if I am a shark, if I'm looking at the product, I'll say, ki, how will it reward me after 2 years? If I don't see any reward coming, I might not invest.
Correct.
So it's like you're bringing something to the market, bring value to the market. Just to give an historical value, why India was so taken as a great country before the Britishers came in, because we had that value in the market. We had spices, cloth, everything, the culture, everything we had in ourselves. That's the reason why Western countries used to come to India and do trade. We
Hmm.
had that value. Similarly, your product that you're making, your project that you're making, does it give value to the society or the market? If it does not, then think on it. If it does, then keep on adding value to it. अगर वो 2 रुपए का वैल्यू दे रहा है, ask 4 rupees. People bargain and then give you 3 rupees or 2.5 rupees. That's how you build value to it. So ask for it and get it.
Yeah. This brings a lot of clarity to that thought process कि भाई अगर आपको कुछ चाहिए तो you have to ask for it. You have to clearly
So
state your
value.
needs. Yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
So with that, I would like to bring this to a conclusion. This was a very, very I mean, I don't have words honestly because even in a personal aspect where you were guiding me for my project, even in a educational where I have to curriculum based interview kind of, I got so many insights and so many perspectives to think from where I have not thought before from. It was so insightful, it was so educational, it was yet so inspirational, not getting, very it was not getting very jammed into my head or it was not getting very complex to me. It was very easy, very smooth, very understandable. Thank you so much for giving me your interview. And yeah, I hope to have you as my mentor ahead. Yeah. Thank you so much,
Sure,
sir. Thank
sure.
you so much for speaking.
I'll be happy to help. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Bye bye. Take care.